What is going on, everyone? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having a great start to this fine Tuesday morning. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I have going on. And as of right now, it's just me. I went to go wake up the guys, but I think they both stayed up pretty late. I'm not too sure. So it's just going to be for me as of right now. They might be joining us in just a little bit, but I didn't have to or want to wait for them. So let's go ahead and close this out. Let's see the live chat. Dang. Here we go. I pretty much just try to wake them up, letting them know that, hey, natural gas sold off quite a bit. It's going to be an interesting day, you know? So here we go. Natural gas is still selling off, getting rejected by the overall EMA line, right? Strong downward pattern. So really excited about this, right? As you guys can see, no open positions that I've started with or have held overnight, just like we do every day, right? I need to cover the very basics as of right now. Trading in between the middle and top VWAP for /NQ. Someone said, check out Tesla. Oh my goodness. Nice little dip buy for the boys. Nice little sell-off. Okay, no indication of an uptrend just yet, and then especially with its earnings report tomorrow, just a little heads up on that, on maybe why you don't want to hold it overnight and maybe why you want to be a little bit more selective before you choose to enter, right? Especially if it's descending, right? Wow. Holy moly. Do you guys see that? Huge sell-off. Wow. Okay. So one of two things on this. DGAS is so overbought that it's like it has to pull back, but then you don't want to trade against its overall pattern, right? So looking at /NG, we're gonna probably have to wait a little bit more for confirmation. So it sold off so aggressively that's gonna probably try to come right back up and then get rejected by the EMA line. But in my opinion, this is gonna be my main focus for the day. I don't know about you guys. You guys can choose to pay attention to something else. I'm just simply sharing my opinion, and it's just that because of how this is trading, that's and look, /GC as well, sold off pretty aggressively. Here we go. Looks like it's trying to pull right back up. Let's see if it ends up making a nice little comeback. Again, we're gonna have to give this a little bit more time. So with where this is at right now, I mean, we could expect a little bit of a pullback, right? Even just in the smallest form. All right, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's still. I'm just gonna go in with. Whoa, way too big. Okay. Oh no. Yo, what's going on with my TOS? Okay. I didn't get filled. No, I'm not gonna chase it. Oh my goodness. Alright, well now it pushed up so much on the other side that let's try to see this. That was annoying. I'm sorry about that, team. That was really frustrating on Diaz. Wow, the volume is super high right now. So, okay. /GC just broke above 1270.70. So it just broke above that little alert. So again, this is going to be really early in its potential reversal. Again, it is descending. It's getting rejected by this overall middle VWAP. So this is, again, that's something that I would encourage anybody that's just getting started. The correlating ETFs are JNUG and JNUG and NUGT. But I would just wait for higher highs confirmation on this. What's going on, David? What's up? What's up? What's up? We got our boy Sergio now joining us. Yeah, if you can. I have this thing ready for you right here.
/CL is pushing up.
Yep. So I tried to get in on DGAS right around like 13340, like right before this second push, and my like TOS kind of froze, so unfortunate, and then it pushed up about another $1. It would have not been much. It would have been like $220. So it kind of, it's like just a little bit, but also look at this. Look at Tesla. Trying to, wow, okay. So like it hit lows of 255. Dude, in the past like 10 minutes, it's recovered. Look at this.
Woohoo!
2%.
Tesla right there? Jeez.
There we go. Let's see what happens. All right, well, natural gas is still getting rejected. So natural gas is still descending. And look, you can see right here that this is the aggressive sell-off of natural gas right now. So because it's been selling off so aggressively, the market opened around this general area, around 2.49 for natural gas, and then now it's down to 2.47. So how that correlates on over to DGAS, which is one that, just opened, it's around 131, almost 132. It pushed up about 2.1% since it's open. So not bad. Here we go. AES broke above a certain resistance. Let's check this out. All right, just really strong push up. Doesn't look like it'll hold for a very long period of time, but okay, nice little uptrend. I would like to wait for more confirmation of higher highs, not just one strong candle, right? Here we go. CRNT broke above another resistance. We'll check that out, CRNT. And again, you guys can feel free to add these to your watch list if you guys like them. If you don't, then just ignore them. Strong push up, nice little like, I don't want to call it cup and handle pattern, but really aggressive push up. This one's kind of all over the place. I would not feel comfortable holding this one overnight, especially as we're getting closer to these like $4, $5 price points. Just definitely a little bit more on the overbought side, but nice little strong push up so far. So as you can see right now, we're getting a lot of consolidation on natural gas. One thing that I do want to point out is that not even paying attention to UGAS, but paying attention to natural gas, like we were saying, is that it's just been getting rejected by the CMA line. So it does try to consolidate and then just gets rejected, consolidates, gets rejected, consolidates, and then gets rejected, consolidates, and then gets rejected. So we can't really expect, you can see with the MACD that it just continues to have these like false little reversals. So again, just looking at previous patterns, it wouldn't be the worst idea to, lock in profits when you are green, if that's something that you were to see value in. So we'll set the alert just for the sake of it. Things might change since the market's open now and because it's sold off so much. So, all right, we got Sergio talking about /CL. So based off of where it closed yesterday and based off of where it's at right now, definitely up on the day. Looks super overextended, right?
Yeah.
Overextended, overbought. You can see that with the MACD and the RSI, and you could just simply see that, like, regardless of the indicators or not, you could see that based off of previous patterns. So Tesla's having a strong push up again. Nice. That looks like the volatility is there. Not too sure what's driving the price up so aggressively on that, but definitely nice to see. We got DWT selling off this as /CL pushes up. So we got this thing coming right back up. Most likely going to try to continue that uptrend pattern. Boeing, still not much going on, still getting rejected by this overall SMA line. Just made $300 from Twitter. TWTR. First of all, congrats. Really strong push up. Looks like it's because of earnings. No, I think you did. No, it definitely makes sense. Looking at previous patterns, there's no question that it's super overbought, super overextended. So anything around this area, like, yes, you can try to complain about, well, I could have sold it for an extra $1 and all that stuff. But again, this is Twitter. It doesn't normally move like this. And looking at previous patterns and where you're able to sell it for, you sold it for an absolute just amazing price. As in, like, it doesn't normally hit that high. So I think you did a great job on that. But yeah. There we go. We got natural gas now making lower lows once again, meaning that D-gas is probably going to be trying to push right back up. Good morning. There we go. So it's starting to push right back up. We're about to break above 135 for natural gas. There we go. That is so crazy just how aggressive it pushed up. CNSL broke below 888. Nice call out. Thank you again. It's actually both of you. Nice. /CL beginning to consolidate. So kind of showing signs of almost a peak formation, right? So great eye on that. But again, it's still not making lower lows. So please be patient, especially. Let's see. Where we at? How amazing would it be? Just imagine you guys making a comeback today. Even back to the SMA line. Hooey. About 5-6% almost.
Ooh.
That'd be a nice little, especially if I trade with like the 50K. That'd be a nice little $2,500 day. I wouldn't have to trade the rest of the week. Maybe just the natural gas report,
What are you going to wait for, the confirmation?
Yeah, before I go in a little bit more, I just have one, I went in with my initial position size on it. So maybe once I get confirmation, if I ever do, and so right now I'm up a little bit. I should be, yeah. A full $19. Hey, bro.
We can go eat some canes.
Yeah, some canes. We can go to Chipotle, get some guac, What do you think about yesterday?
Yesterday was
kind of all over the place though,
yeah.
Because I was really busy with just like the little work that I had to do. But what do you think about it?
It was really it's still really good. I still can't get over the fact about how fast that McLaren is.
That is hilarious.
It is like insane.
We took Sergio also. I guess you guys will have to. I mean, we didn't even really film it when we went there, so I've never been to this like fancy restaurant called Mastro's.
Oh yeah.
It's like a really high end restaurant here in Scottsdale, Arizona, and what's it called? I went for the first time, and I thought it'd be cool. The only reason I went was because I thought it'd be cool to take Sergio there, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. We went with a couple of our buddies, and Sergio got a little.
Some of the wine there is pretty strong, let's just say.
Yeah, so but yeah, and then we came back to the house. It was around 10 o'clock. We were there for like 2 hours, 3 hours. And before then I felt like we were busy all day.
Yeah, we were. You guys are working on your computers, knocking stuff out.
Yep. Went to go visit the old house.
It was crazy to see the old place where this guy filmed most of the
Yep.
All of the course, right?
Yep, that was where the whole course was filmed, and that's where I started like everything. That's my first house I ever bought. We're remodeling the entire thing, so
it was so interesting to see.
Yeah,
it needs a lot of work though.
Definitely. Oh man, I'm excited. So once it does come together, hopefully it'll look nice.
There it is.
But yeah, and we're submitting our offer today for the TechBuds HQ.
Oh, really?
So that's something that what Harley and I were just running numbers on, and then we came up with everything. So
hopefully it gets accepted.
Yep. We are good. So are you in Gilbert or in Scottsdale, Ricky? Ale, the world may never know. I'm in Gilbert. We went to go visit. Again, I never go to Scottsdale, but I wanted to do something a little different that I don't normally do, especially with Sergio visiting us from the Lone Pine Prophet, like staycation. So, and today we have an exciting day. We might be driving one of the supercars, right?
Let's go.
And then we'll dedicate some time to also like sit down with the team, and then we'll cover maybe any questions that you have. You're already good with like when it comes down to trading, so if you have any specific questions, we can answer it. But I think overall, then maybe just covering some open-ended questions, not just about trading, but anything that you might have. I think that'd be interesting.
Wait, me or?
Yeah, you.
Any questions?
Oh no, not right now. But once we have the whole team, for us just to have like a little like, we're probably gonna have to have like a meeting today where we're gonna be doing a lot of filming. So I think it'd be cool to kind of just sit down and answer any questions that you might have.
Yeah, these guys never stop filming. Like the camera right here.
Another one right here. Can you break down LABU? Of course. Thank you again for asking and breaking it down. So LABU, we could see that it was showing signs of a downtrend pattern as the market was selling off. It began to push up, got rejected once, twice, 3 times. We call that overall resistance. It broke below the SMA line, and now it's making lower lows and lower highs. Still getting rejected by this overall EMA line. So until it breaks above this, I would be kind of iffy about even getting in. So it did sell off aggressively. It's catching a support, so it's no longer selling off as aggressively. It doesn't mean that it cannot. So again, another reason to be extremely patient with your entry point, right? But yeah, I do agree that the margin of profit can be worth it. The SMA line, as it comes up, just like it was a support, is going to most likely act as a new resistance. So how come you don't use scanners, Ricky? Because I have enough stocks or ETFs that I usually have in my watch list that I don't need to scan for stocks. So scanning for stocks is usually when you maybe want to come across a series of different opportunities. I feel like I always have something presented or in front of me because of my watch list and because of how I trade. So again, just because other people scan doesn't mean that I necessarily have to, because the whole premise of scanning for something is to find something of value, and I usually already do.
Somebody said DWT is just going down.
Yeah, DWT is selling off aggressively.
Yeah.
So is it Tim? For /CL as of right now, or DWT, there's no, and we talked about this multiple times. I do agree that /CL, just like /NQ, is super overbought. but there's no indication of an uptrend just yet. So that's why I'm being a little bit more patient with once it does begin to sell off and once it does begin to make lower lows, I think it can become very profitable, and just keep that in mind. But as of right now, again, we've talked about it before, especially like long term, if you plan to hold it, it's just best to not try to trade against the overall direction. Yeah, is there a way to get your paper trading account to update without the delay? We talked about this. So you just have to call TD Ameritrade. We did this. I did this for Weston as he opened up his simulation trading account. Just not like this last weekend, but the weekend before, right before he started the challenge. So yeah, you just have to call them, tell them that you want real-time quotes, and that's pretty much it.
You don't even have to necessarily call them. That little chat button up there, you can just live chat with them, send them a quick message, and they respond like this, and just let them know that you want the real time, and they'll do it for you. That's what happened with me.
Okay, sweet.
I'm gonna go blow my nails real quick.
Sweet, sounds good. So I've messaged them, and then within 5 minutes they fixed it. Nice. Of course, Sean, thank you again for asking. So again, right now there's no indication of an uptrend. Right now, natural gas is still getting rejected by the EMA line. So again, I'm watching this. And look at this. The MACD is not in our favor right now. So the MACD is showing signs of a potential descending pattern. So looking at DGAS and where it's at right now, it's right back close to that resistance right on 135. So again, just especially if you don't normally trade these ETFs, if you're new to trading and you struggle with managing your risk, I would really wait. That's the easiest way for me to put it. Like, be extremely patient, especially if you think that you might need a little bit more practice. Just because I'm in does not at all, right? Like, let's say I close out the live stream. What are you going to do after that, right? You don't understand what's going on. The whole premise of this is to ask open-ended questions for me to, be able to at least answer my thought process and stuff like that, right? So what is your average purchase price, Ricky? I haven't averaged up or averaged down. It's the initial purchase price that I bought it at, which for you guys is what's it called? $22.61. Bird Box after Ricky is offline. So, what's going on? Let's see. Okay, there we go. So now showing signs of potential lower lows, right? Just be very careful because when it pushes up very aggressively, it tends to find a support on the way down. So don't be so hesitant to lock in profits if it comes down to that. Where's Tesla at? Tesla is still consolidating around this little area. Nice. It's pretty much where it opened or where it closed at yesterday. So not bad. Hey, it could be worse. Okay, Emiliano. So Ricky, I'm down in 5 weeks. Has this ever happened to you, and how did you handle it? And Milano, it honestly sounds like you need more practice. I think it's great. I mean, I didn't start trading with $30,000. And this is just a perfect example that it might be showing you that you might need a little bit more practice when it comes down to managing risk or being more selective with entering and exiting at realistic price points. Because when you begin to hold something and bag hold something overnight, then you're implementing a series of practices that are not benefiting, the growth of your account. So why are you then trading with such a large dollar amount? That position of $30,000 is bigger than my current position right now, and I've done this for years, right? So it just puts it into perspective that like, you have nothing but time to learn how to grow your account. Like, having a $3,000 day, like I've had that multiple times, right? But you can't. So you guys just broke below 2250. But the biggest thing is making sure that you're working towards one day getting to that point to be able to trade at that amount. So I would really encourage you to, you can feel free to direct message me, but it's a huge obstacle. Wow, that thing sold off. It's a huge obstacle and like just emotional barrier that you're going to like encounter when having to decide to cut losses on that. But moving forward, you need to be realistic with yourself and understand that you need to practice. And until you can continuously grow your account with a smaller dollar amount or paper trading, I would be very hesitant to trade with anything else. But yeah. Yeah, to an extent, Adam. I wouldn't necessarily say that you have to reduce your profit expectations. This is more in the line of like, yeah, I could have locked in profits as this thing was pushing to 2270 and stuff like that, but I still feel like because the margin of profit is around 5 to 7%, it's worth it for me, right? So even with how much it's sold off right now, I'm down like 190, which is, yeah, it sucks, but for the potential for profit once I'm fully invested to be able to make like 2,500, I see much more value in that, and I see it worth the risk. And again, that's in my eyes, so it doesn't mean that it has to make sense to you. But as of right now, I 100% agree that if I was someone that was just getting started, I would still not touch you guys. I'm being a little bit riskier, right? Or being a little bit more risky, just because I want to be a little bit more aggressive with my entry point to try to get in at a decent price point and then average up as it uptrends if it even gets to that point. But again, a risk that I take on is it not actually ever uptrending, and then I just have to simply cut losses. So again, just want to explain both sides and make it clear that this is not something I would encourage anybody just to take a position on. I usually have buy limits on on Diaz. I forgot about that now. This one was just waiting to see if it pulled back quickly for me to get filled, and if it were to push back up, because the overall direction was in my favor on this one. But no, definitely not. It's not something that I usually ever have. I usually don't trade both sides of you guys or D-gas. So just like we kind of expected, I mean, natural gas is still selling off, so it makes sense on why D-gas we're still pushing up. So yeah, I mean, if we look at the RSI, we're starting to see that it's not pushing up as aggressively, but that still doesn't mean much, right? Maybe it just comes down to having to cut losses, right, whenever I decide to do that, and just wait for the overall reversal. So not bad right now. I'm down 145, and again, that's the only position that I've taken for the entire day. So wow, okay, /ES just broke above its resistance. I wouldn't say just such sudden sell-offs. I mean, that's how it's been performing. After it gets rejected and consolidates around this EMA line for quite some time, it normally sells off pretty aggressively. At least that's the pattern that it's been showing. So that really didn't surprise me because it's been doing that all morning. I've been watching this since 5 in the morning. So I've just been, trying to see when that reversal were to happen, but it never happened during pre-market hours, so I never took a position. But that's just kind of how it's trading right now. So I don't know exactly why, but that's the way that it's trading right now. So. Would you predict that the guys would climb to close the round? Heck no. No. First of all, I'm not here to predict anything, right? But looking at previous patterns for D-gas and how natural gas is trading, this is probably going to be one of the highest price points that D-gas hits. Unless something crazy, some form of catalyst is released that is news that drives the price up for D-gas and down for natural gas, that's the only reason why why it would continue to uptrend. As of right now, looking at /NG on the 3-year chart, there is no question that just natural gas in general is at a support. So for this thing to continue to sell off, there has to be a reason. So some fundamental reason of what's driving, or some factors that's driving the price down for natural gas. So, but again, we are still taking it day by day. So, but yeah, I'm not here to predict anything. And if you wanted to have your trades to be based off of predictions, then I just don't think that's the best kind of like mindset to have, you know? 100%. I love that you said that, Mattel. That's something that we've covered before. I'm just watching it just to see where the price point is at right now for you guys. But I've said multiple times that I prefer looking at /NG. Also because I think the volume can be a little bit greater and it's a little bit clearer to see. But instead of looking at the correlating ETFs such as UGAS and DGAS and stuff like that. I charge 50 cents for trade predictions. No guarantees. Sounds good. All right. Hey, Ricky, can you break down JDST? Dude, it's already been 30 minutes.
Time flies, huh?
That is so crazy. I feel like we just went live. So /GC, I'm going to look at you said JDST. So as of right now, /GC is still selling off. So that means that it should be in favor of JDST, showing signs of an uptrend pattern. So I would go with the flow. I do think that when looking at /GC, it is showing signs of a descending pattern. So that is in favor of JDST. But just understand that JDST and JNUG are miners, so gold ETF miners, so they don't follow exactly the pattern and the direction of /GC. So I just want to make sure that is made like clear. So Tesla again pushing up, nice, I like it. So okay, TQ. So let's go ahead and do a quick little recap of what's trending up, what's trending down on the day, and then we'll close it out. So /NQ. Super strong push up, so we should see everything such as Facebook up, everything like Amazon is up, right? What's another one?
Twitter.
Yeah. Well, Twitter just had an earnings, so that's a little different. What's Netflix? This, right? That sounds. Yeah, it's up a little bit, but I guess that wasn't influenced by that much. But yeah, all major markets are up as of right now, so it makes sense on why your overall portfolio, for if you have like a decent amount of money invested in decent companies, and why you're up on the day. So that's cool for /NQ and ES, right? As of right now, are you watching this? /CL, showing signs of a peak formation, making lower lows. Just watch out for that MACD. Watch out for those supports, right? Oh, Snapchat, Microsoft, you're right. /GC, we talked about this overall descending pattern, meaning that JNUG and NUGT should be continuing to sell off. That means JDST and DUST should be continuing to push up. So again, quick little update on the direction for the day. And what is new here? Huge sell off on /NG. No indication or no signs of an uptrend just yet. You guys might be like, Ricky, well, then why even paying attention to it? Because I'm just trying to risk it to get the biscuit, because I find the margin of profit to be worth it. And yes, that could be very risky, but I'm okay with that just because I feel comfortable with it. And based off my experience, I'm okay with that. Again, after we close out this live stream, you're going to be on your own. So please, 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 and this is something that like I really want you guys to take it to heart, not even just with my trading style, but with everyone. Anytime that you take a position based off someone else's opinion, understand that like you have no actual reason for taking that position. So it's going to be hard for you to understand where to exit or where to cut losses, because you don't understand where the value was lying. Why do I see value in this? Because of the margin of profit for recovery, right? Based off previous patterns. And there's certain indicators that I will pay attention to understand when I should probably exit this specific trade. It doesn't mean that that will be super clear for you. So again, that is why it's so important to not trade based off other people's opinion, right? In terms of market time to trade, do you have any recommendations for beginners? Trade when the opportunity presents itself. So set your alerts. If you wanted to wake up every morning and set your series of alerts of what it is that you're watching and how you hope that they perform, then great. Set those effective alerts so when they're triggered, then again, it's efficient and effective for your time and your time actually trading. Other than that, things have been all over the place, and it doesn't just happen now at market open. It can happen midday or at market close. So I think the biggest thing is just practicing and seeing within what time areas or times, right, you tend to see the most activity based off of the niche that you're solely focusing on. So straight up Daredevil. What's going on, John? Yeah, but Ricky, how do you change your strategy after the live stream? You always get to that 1K quickly. Heck no. Yesterday, it wasn't until like 10 o'clock, right? It was like around 9:30, and they started happening where I was like red, and then it went from up $200 and then up $400, and then natural gas really started to push up, and then that's when I went to the up $800, and then I broke up over $1,200 when I bought the dip on DGAS, and that reversed back up. But I was keeping the Learn Plan Profit group up today. I hope you guys know that I try to be as active as I can within the main chat, and then I post things in the trade ideas section as well. So just a little heads up on that. But it's I wish that it all happened within the first 30 minutes to an hour, right? Especially I wish it happened all within this live stream. But that doesn't matter what I care or what I hope for. Right now it's, whenever the opportunity presents itself, I'll trade more aggressively. So right now, let's say I close out the live stream and then I see natural gas begin to curl back up. It's unfortunate due to our time, but I will more aggressively invest or trade natural gas because the direction is then in my favor, and there's indications on probably why I should. So, yo, subscribe to Sergio's channel. This is way better than Fortnite. Nice. John is hilarious, huh?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Nature Offsprings. Sergio Livins. Man, you have like a bunch of friends in here. Holy moly. That's not fair.
I don't know where they're popping out of.
Right? There's more people here that like you than they like me.
Well, it's understandable.
Right? But yeah, we've been live for about 40 minutes or about 37 minutes. So, we talked about what's trending up, what's trending down on the day. Real quick on this, there's been a lot of consolidation on IIPR, no higher highs just yet, so I'll set my alert on this. And this is actually one that my little sister is watching. We talked about something that, again, she's finishing up her last week at school, so finals week, so something that offered a nice little margin of profit. The direction was in her favor, and that the series of indicators were pointing in the right direction. So that's why I talked about this one yesterday as well, so hopefully it plays out according to plan, but if not, that's why our risk management is intact. So, congratulations, guys. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Tesla's earnings tomorrow because Tesla's always super crazy. So I'm just excited to see if it drives the price up. And if it does, usually doesn't last for a very long period of time. Or if it drives the price down, then guess what? Might be able to buy the dip for the boys,
Sergio Dominican?
No, you're not, right?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Do I look like one on the screen? I guess I do.
Right.
The short hair, the beard. You guys will never guess what I am. Never.
Emiliano, where do you prefer me to contact you? Instagram or Discord? Again, thank you. I would say Discord. Any trading related questions, please just message me on Discord. On Instagram, if you want to ask me about maybe my cars or what camera you use to take pictures, then great. But trading related questions, especially if you're part of Learn Plan Profit, should not be asked on Instagram. Yeah. Probably Peruvian. Hogwarts.
Lebanese. Hogwarts.
That is hilarious. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna go wake up Weston because I don't think he is up just yet. But the reason I didn't want to wake him up so aggressively is like natural gas still wasn't uptrending. Nothing was like performing exceptionally well. So I was just like, he's tired. He stayed up late. And that's what I told Sergio too, but Sergio's, just a hustler, so he wanted to come and join us. I appreciate you guys' time. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. If you guys have any questions, feel free to direct message me on Discord. Please keep it short and sweet. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.